Howdy folks, and welcome to podcast number 6. Tonight, we've got a very special guest with us to complete our 6th episode of the amazing podcast that is known as Zombie Talk. And before we get into the meat and potatoes of everything tonight, I just wanted, this is kind of a question I've been asking everybody who's been on the show so far, and I guess I'll go ahead and ask my special guest for tonight. Zombie Talk Podcast is, the name sucks, right?
You know, you keep asking that, and it's like, the more that we, go with the name, the more it kind of grows on you, so I don't think it sucks, no.
You are... See, this is the 6th one, so the last 4 said it was fine, and the first 2 said it wasn't. So, we're on a streak now. The last 4 people said Zombie Talk Podcast, the name, is okay. It's fine. But the first 2 were like, no, not at all. But that's cool. But that's really cool. Because it's also starting to grow on me as well. The more I say it, Zombie Talk. At first I was like, no, it's just, no. But now it's like, it kind of rolls off the tongue. Zombie Talk. Da-da-da. But, yeah. Alright, so you heard the voice of our guest. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to the QZW/Zomspawn faithful. Let them know who you are. Who are you?
I am one of the most radical superstars to ever grace QZW. I love pizza a lot. And if you can't figure it out, I am the green guy, Grem.
You're the green void?
No, guy. Like dude and turtle and all that.
Oh, okay. All I heard was the green. I missed the guy part.
Oh, my bad.
Because if you said you were the guy, if you said you were the green girl, then that would have been the green void.
Ouch.
Anyways,
well, he does have a keeper, so that does make sense.
Yes, he does. He does. He really actually does. Okay, so hello there. How have you been?
I've been I've been busy, but I've been pretty good. I can't complain. You?
Me? Well, first of all, I guess I forgot to ask this, but are we doing this like in character, or are we doing this as like our real people on a computer, or how we doing this tonight?
Like, I don't know because I was gonna ask you that too before we started. I was just gonna kind of roll with it. I guess Bill
I just
or
kind of
anyone.
mix it up.
Sure, why not?
Sometimes I'm the real life Tad, and then the other times I'm the QZW Tad, and then sometimes I'm the QZW Big Bob, and then sometimes I'm the QZW uh, Her Wolfgang. But that doesn't really come out that much, so don't worry.
Okay, good.
Only when I'm playing Wolfenstein. So I guess that we're gonna be talking to the real life Grem and the QZW Grim tonight.
Sure, why not? I mean, I could totally do both. It's almost like the same person, except one's green, one isn't.
Okay, cool. So the question of how have you been doing? That and you said that's cool, and I've been doing good. Was that the real life Grim, or was that the QZW Grim saying that, or was it both?
Actually, it was pretty much both, to be honest with you. I mean, QCW wise, I mean, things are good. I mean, I can't complain for certain events, but other than that, and then real life, I've just been, I've been sadly busy, but and I want to cast more, but other than that, I got good bill of health, so I can't complain.
Now, let's for a second let's talk about the QZW Grim for a moment, if you don't mind.
Oh, not at all, dude.
Okay. So we saw you and Josh D in a tag match at Disembowel last week. That was rather an interesting development, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, like coming over to Contagion and everything, like I'm totally by myself a little bit, and Josh has been kind of like a friend. So I've been just kind of trying to pal around with him because without Jarek and Martin, since they're over in Live still, I'm kind of like on my own a little bit. So Josh, even though like he was bummed out on his match against Eddie Cole a couple weeks back, and he thought like I was gonna like go after him and totally make fun of him, and I was like, no, dude. I mean, hey, it's Eddie Cool. I mean, and he wanted to challenge me, so I was like, okay, yeah. I mean, I can do some dares. I'm game for games.
And then you ended up beating Eddie Cool.
Yeah, I know. Like that was a total surprise too, and I know Eddie. Like especially when I first came in to the wrestling thing, I know Eddie was like, dude, there's another guy who's like green trying to rip me off. And it's like, oh. So it wasn't like I had anything like totally against Eddie. It was just one of those things where it's like I wanted to prove something in my first ever match on Contagion, and I was lucky to just surprise him, I guess, more than anything.
And then yeah, yeah, you did that. You awfully did surprise him. You surprised everybody, I think, because the first week Josh D lost, and his fingers were just like centimeters away from the rope before he tapped out to the Jingle Bell Lock. And then 7 days later, you end up beating Eddie Cool. So what's so shocking to me is the fact that Josh D is willing to cooperate with you on a tag team, even though you pretty much showed him up. I mean, even you can't deny that, right?
Well, a little bit, but you also got to look at it the other end too. Like Leo and Sean aren't, as far as I know, they aren't really buddy buddies either. But I mean, like I said, I mean Josh is trying to be a friend, and I'm always about that. I'm always like, can I find the next friend, and make their lives better, and you know I mean, sure. I mean, maybe I totally did look good, but I mean, I didn't get the pin though. I mean, Josh did. So I mean, when you look at it that way, I mean, I guess Josh was better that night when you kind of think about it.
So the next question comes to me, from me anyways, is do you actually trust Josh D?
Oh, I mean, you know, I do only for the fact like he wants to play like these games like and so it's like a game, and I mean, who doesn't love games, right?
I like games.
Yeah, see? So, I mean, like, Josh could be probably your friend, too. And, like, we would totally just have fun just playing a game. I mean, I'm expecting, like, next week, or not next week, excuse me, like, tomorrow, to, like, you know, play, like, freeze tag or hide and go seek, something like that. You know, wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah, or musical chairs.
Yeah, exactly. See, you're totally on it now.
Yeah, or freeze tag and then not ever saving Josh D, so he's frozen forever, so you don't have to look or listen to him ever again.
That's pretty harsh, but you know what? Like, if you're competitive like that in that kind of game, dude, then I totally get it.
I got you. Okay. So, as you previously mentioned, you're on the Contagion now. You're on the Red Show. How does it feel to be in this new environment, surrounded by all these new superstars?
Well, like, there's like one picture that's floating around that apparently that me like bathing in the blood of my enemies, and like there's like red all over me and everything like that.
I hear that John
so
Chaos is behind that.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I thought like John and I were somewhat cool. I think he's still a little mad on the fact that I pinned him for the tag belts like years ago, and he's like still a little mad. I mean, I totally get that and stuff, but you know, I mean, Red's not too bad. I mean, he's kind of rubbed off just a little bit on me because, like, with hanging out with like Jarek and everything, with his red hair and like his red pants and all of that, you know, Red isn't too bad. And you know, even me coming out sometimes as a, you know, the rap side of me, you know, Red isn't too bad. But I mean, I don't know. Livewire to me is like always going to be totally home, so it's kind of hard to step away from that, but at the same time too, it's exciting because like I get to see new people. I get to totally just, you know, experience a whole new realm of QZW, and I think that's what the fun part about the whole draft was to totally try something new and see what I can do.
Now, as you probably have seen, with Contagion being its own, well, it always has been its own show, but having its own set of titles now, I guess you could say, there is a pair of tag team belts on Contagion right now that do not have an owner to them. They're currently vacant because they're separate from, you know, the world tag team titles that FBB has right now on Livewire. And with your match last week at Disembowel with Josh D, do you think that the Grem and Josh D team are qualified to get a shot at those currently vacated belts right now, or?
Oh, like, I mean, it's cool that we have like a tag team win. You know, like, I haven't really even thought of that. Like, I would have to totally just talk to Josh about it and kind of see where he wants to go. Like, and we can like make it into a game too. But I mean, there's so many other good tag teams out there, and you know, it's kind of neat though. Like you brought it up, like, each show has their own tag teams rather than just kind of crossing like we did last year. It was a cool experiment, but I can imagine that it got really confusing. So it's kind of one of those things where it's kind of good that, you know, Contagion and Livewire each have their own.
Okay. So you kind of left that in the hands of Josh, I guess. So if I were to ask you as a solo competitor, which title that you would most likely be heading towards right now, out of all, and you can be totally honest, this is the Zombie Talk podcast with Tad, which title do you think that you would want to be shooting for first, now that you're on Contagion?
You know, really? I mean, what I would want and what I deserve, I think are like two different totally things. What I would want, obviously, is the World Heavyweight Championship. I mean, you would be kind of silly to, you know, be in a
do you think when you're
or any event.
Do you think when you're staring across the ring at Big D and the world title is on the line that you would stand a chance against him?
You know, a lot of people didn't think I stood a chance against Norns. And I mean, you could say almost the same, like, I mean, that's a big dude. Norns is a big dude, and he's a Viking, so he's just as ruthless. So Big D doesn't completely scare me, actually. You know, I mean, I've proved it once. I can totally prove it again. I that's what I live for when I go into the ring, dude, is to prove people that think that I don't stand a chance, that I do actually have a chance, and that I can actually win and compete. And I've done that, you know, winning the QCW championship over in Livewire. So I don't see why I wouldn't be, hard pressed to think that I couldn't win the World Heavyweight Championship.
Right, right, okay. I like your outlook on this because a lot of people at this point, I mean, I guess a few people, because if you're in QZW, you're probably your biggest goal is to try to be top of the mountain. That's your overall goal, to try to be at the top. And you get asked the question of, oh, do you think you would stand a chance against Big D? Most people would say, well, maybe, yes. I would try my best to try to win the World Heavyweight Championship. Some people would be like, I've seen what Big D is capable of. I've seen his matches. Case in point with Domino last week, the freaking match of the year candidate. And you know what? Maybe my time isn't ready yet. So when you say that, I like how you're thinking. When you say, I've fought Norns before and I beat him for the belt, I think I would have a chance against Big D.
Yeah, you can't just go in there thinking, well, I mean, Big D's a big dude. I have no chance. You can't just go into that. And as I was saying, I was trying to answer your question too, like what I want and what I feel I deserve are like two totally different things. Like, the World Heavyweight Championship obviously is what I want. But, like, I mean, I wouldn't mind for anything. I mean, I think our ultimate goal is to actually be a title holder and to show that you actually are up there and you're making it. And sometimes too, there are people that don't even win a title, and that's the ultimate goal. Is like they keep striving. If I went up against Chaos for the Hardcore Championship, I wouldn't be mad about that. Sure, bring it on. Like if I had to go against Chris Jones for the Television Championship, that was like the first title I actually went up against when I way back when was for the Television Championship, and I didn't win it. So I mean, I wouldn't mind. And of course, there's also the Intercontinental Championship, which is vacant right now. So I mean, but obviously, I always have my sights always at the very top because I always want to try to be as totally positive as possible. So. For me, World Heavyweight Championship would be just right up my alley. But, I mean, if there was something else that came across, like you had said, too, the tag team titles. I mean, if something like that happened and came right in front of us, I'm not going to just say, oh, man, this sucks. I would totally jump at it in a heartbeat.
So would you be pretty disappointed right now if you tuned in tomorrow night only to find out that you'd been traded back to Livewire? Or would you feel kind of back at home again?
I wouldn't feel disappointed. Like, I would question why I was totally going back to Livewire, but I wouldn't be disappointed. No. I mean, right now, basically on the Contagion brand, I'm 2-0. I'm undefeated, and at Night of the Dead, I'm 3-0. I'm undefeated there. So no, I totally wouldn't feel like disappointed. I would be just confused. But I mean, maybe the people over that rule Contagion just don't totally think that I fit in Contagion, and that's fine. But you know what? I try to prove everyone wrong, like I do in the ring. So, I mean, it's up to them. But I would totally love to stay at least in QZW as long as I was there. Now, granted, I wouldn't want to go against, I wouldn't want to be on Shimmer because, like, I would get my butt handed to me, like, all over the place. So, I don't want to go there. But, like, Livewire and Contagion, I think I can handle them.
You just mentioned that you're 3-0 at Night of the Dead. Is that, in fact, correct?
Yeah, because last year we had 2 tag team matches, and I won both of them, actually. So, and then the year following that, I was able to get the QZW championship. So, 3-0.
So, okay, so the first Night of the Dead, you beat Norns for the QZW championship, and then last year's Night of the Dead, you had 2 tag matches against the Killer Clowns and the Paper Bags, and you won them both.
Totally.
Interesting. So, are you going to be the under Grem or the Gremmer taker? 21-0?
I don't know about that. I mean, that would be kind of killer. But you know what? At the same token, too, like Ground Zero, I'm like 0-2, and I finished like 1 elimination away from winning. So, what does that say, right?
Right. Well, the Undertaker, his streak sucks at the Royal Rumble. Well, until he won it that year. Yeah,
so I mean, hey, I mean, I would love to actually, because I mean, I don't want to say I enjoy both, like Night of the Dead and Ground Zero. I think are like the two most funnest pay-per-views that QCW has, only for the fact that you get so much out of Ground Zero, and you just at the end of it, you are almost completely drained. Like, I mean, I remember, last year where I'm just like, man, I don't know if I can go anymore. And then the year before that was like, everyone was pushing me. Like, I could just hear the fans in the back of my mind and around the arena just like going, come on, you can do it. And you're just pushing and you're pushing and you're just hoping to get that last little bit out. And it's nothing quite like any other event besides Night of the Dead. When you go into Night of the Dead, I mean, you are just like in awe and what's around you, because you're like, this is the show of shows for pay-per-views, and it is just radical. Just hearing the fans, and it's like every moment is like a nail biter. Every match is something like you're just waiting for something to happen, because you know what, it's going to happen.
Yeah, I totally get that too. Because everyone knows it's the biggest show of the year. That's usually when the biggest headlining things that have been happening throughout the previous 11 months finally come to a head. And then you also get a bunch of showcase matches that you wouldn't otherwise ever see throughout the year, all in one night. So yeah, everyone knows that's the night. And I guess you could even pretty much say that the road to Night of the Dead starts at the end of this month with Doomsday, even previous to Ground Zero, that takes place in February.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you have your sights on the World Heavyweight title, but if anything else comes your way, you're cool. You're totally fine with that. Now that brings me to my next question: is how do you feel about the whole RCWF thing? Because they seem to be pardon my language, but they seem to be cock blocking a few of the title belts. What are your thoughts on that?
It's tough. A little bit for me. I'm not like Eddie Cool, for example. Who is and like even Nate Moore too. That used to be in RCWF for a long time. Like, I was part of RCWF, luckily, and I know people will be like, why are you saying that? But that got me to who I am today for about a year. And as I was alluding to before, I mean, I won the tag belt. I had my first title was against Archangel for the television championship. I'm sure people remember that reign from Archage. And there was a lot of cool things that happened when RCWF was around. But I mean, everyone's a competitor. That's just it. Like, it's great seeing like the old faces and so on and so forth, but the fact that they're coming back just to kind of like try to sabotage QCW, I just can't stand that. Like, if they came in and just was like, we want to compete and we want to show you that we're the best, that's all well and good, but the way they came in, even though it was through a couch, which I'm glad that I totally didn't like rip a time continuum lotto thing. I'm sorry, I'm not wearing Donnie mask. I don't know my lingo or anything, dudes. But dudettes. But I mean, it's just one of those things where it's just like, man, it's cool to see them, but at the same time, it's like, why are you here? I mean, if you want to be a part of something big like QCW, then just play along and just have fun with it and just totally work hard at your craft, and you're gonna get there. But instead it was just kind of like, no, we're just gonna take over. I mean, and I could see their side of being mad, but you just let bygones be bygones and just kind of roll with it. I mean, QCW is here now. It's not RCWF anymore. I mean, QCW is the eFed. I mean, that is the number one eFed that everyone is totally wanting to be in. So it's not RCWF anymore, sadly.
Yet you say that, yet right now on your very brand, there is a champion, the hardcore champion, Chaos, who is part of the Team RCWF Entourage, who we haven't even seen 3 weeks into Season 3 yet. Do you hold any ill will towards him for not even showing up and being there to represent his title division and his hardcore championship? As like a former champion, I kind of do, actually. I mean, I a little bit, because when I was the QCW champion,
And any other championships that luckily I've been able to have, I've always thought of myself as a fighting champion. I always wanted to show, hey, I'm not scared if I'm a title holder. I don't care if there's a bullseye behind my shell or anything like that. I'm gonna totally defend, against anyone that wants a chance to show up and prove that they're better than me. I mean, that's just the fun of wrestling. So for the fact that Chaos hasn't showed up is kind of uncool, and it's a dork chop move of him.
Did you just say dork chop?
Totally, dude.
Is that a word?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I need to start using that word then. That's totally awesome. Radical, dude. Dork
I know,
chop.
right?
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about your friends for a second. Martin Starr, Jarek Vanders. How did that start? Did you meet through RCWF in the dungeon, or did your friendship start somewhere else along the line?
Actually, there's a couple of they're two side, I guess, different stories. Like, obviously, everyone knows that Jarek and I met through the dungeon. He he needed some like total guidance, and I needed just to find myself. It was funny because at the dungeon, I was kind of paying homage to Casey Jones a little bit, and I had the hockey mask and I had the green and black going, and I was like, all right, I think I know where I want to go. And Jarek comes along and he's like itching for a fight, like. Like when you take a little cat from outside that's been like beaten up and has kind of had a rough go, waiting for the next brawl to happen. Derek in a way, and he and I went after each other, and obviously it was magic a little bit after that, because I know a lot of the fans just loved watching Jarek and I go after each other, and I think that's kind of what made our bond even stronger. So yeah, I mean, it was kind of weird at first, but he's kind of like softened up a little bit, and he still gets excited. Let's put it that way. Like when it comes to matches, he still gets amped up. He gets really amped up, and I was kind of hoping like last year to kind of just chill him out a little bit and say, just focus. You got this, And he does. And he's got the tools and the looks and the talent to go really, really far here in QCW. So, he just had some bad strings of luck, and like I said, he just amps himself up. Now, like with Martin, it actually kind of started when we were like doing the shows, when Martin first showed up, I was like, this guy is going to be a star. And it wasn't just because of his last name. Like, he was, like he had that look that you just wanted nothing but great things to happen to Martin. And as I was talking, guys, watch out for this guy. Watch out for this guy. He's going to be something. And it finally, culminated to the fact that like he and I just bumped backstage and we just started talking, and we became friends after that. Like he's always very appreciative, and he always does a lot of hard work. I mean, like behind the scenes and everything, and he just wants to have fun, and he's kind of like that quiet kid in school that you're not entirely sure what he's really up to. But like when you finally get to know him, you realize that he's just one awesome dude, and both of them are really awesome, to be honest. And I'm just always like every week I always want to watch Livewire I mean, not only just for them, but mainly them. I'll be honest, because I want to see just what they can accomplish. I mean, after just 1 year with me, I'm hoping that a little bit's rubbed off a little, so that they realize that they are really good. I mean, they are really, really good, and they deserve a lot of credit for what they do, not only in the ring but outside of it.
Right now, it looks like not only are they a team, now known as the Chick Busters. I guess we'll figure out more about that in the coming weeks. But individually, it's like Jarek's got some stuff going on with Raji right now, and Martin Starr seems to have targeted himself at the Knight. in the Young Lions title. Do you think that this is a good step for them?
Anytime, like, I think that they're in a match is a good step for them. I mean, not only just to showcase their talents, but to test them. And I mean, Jarek with Raji was one thing. Apparently there is a plane flying over us. Man, this is kind of weird. But no, I mean, Jarek and Raji, and I know it's no secret. Like Raji and I have had a run in. So but it's good for both of them to kind of figure out where they are and where they stand. And for Martin, this kind of stuff sadly isn't new to him. Like, I mean, he's challenged Libby last year, a few times, and he's always had the number, but not the right area code. I guess is the totally awesome way to say it. I guess like he can beat you on almost any given night, but then sometimes when that belt is there and it shines in your eyes and everything, you totally just kind of get ahead of yourself. And like I said, that's why I was hoping like last year that being around them, not only because they're my friends, but I wanted to help them so much and just what they want to do here in QZW. Like if they want to go for tag team success, then that is totally cool with them. But if they want to go singles, then all the power to them. I know they can do it.
Yeah, and you mentioned last year you tried to consort with them and tried to lead them and guide them, yet that all came crumbling apart when suddenly Livewire was overrun by a lot of very interesting characters like Killer Clowns and Paper Bagmen and Far Beyond Butter and Joe. Are you kind of glad that you are a bit... Actually, never mind. Nix that question because you're on Contagion and so are the Clowns. So is Joe.
Uh-huh.
And I don't even know where the paper bag guy is. He's probably in your closet. I don't know. So never mind.
I don't know about that. I think he might be like a cameo in a game though. But we'll probably talk about that a little later.
Perhaps, yes. But I was going to say, how does it feel to escape the craziness that was on Livewire last season? But guess what? You're still with them.
Yeah, I don't think you could ever like totally say that. No matter what brand you're on, whether you're on Livewire, whether you're on Contagion or Shimmer, or anything like that, you are going to have some awkward people. And to be honest, like, I mean, look at me. Like, I'm a Ninja Turtle. I mean, I'm not like everyone else. I'm not like Domino. I'm not like Eddie Cool. I'm not like Big D. I'm a turtle. I mean, so I also bring the craziness too. So I mean, to me, it's just another day at the park.
White, orange. You've got blue, red, and purple. White, orange.
Orange is like, I don't know, it relaxes. It just chills you out, and the stresses of the real world just kind of like melt away, and you're not like, oh my gosh, I need to be a leader. And that was kind of like my thing with last year when I won the QZW title, was like I wanted to be the leader of Livewire, and I tried so hard for that, and then having to try to outsmart Norns and anyone else. I mean, that's a lot of thinking, and it kind of hurts. And I think like towards the end of the year though, like when I was showing off the red, I was kind of like, I'm kind of getting a little like worn out by just doing all of this. And I think that's why I was kind of wearing the red a little bit, because I wasn't just like chilled out. I was just kind of like, I wanna just go out there and compete, So I mean, I was lucky. I mean, last year because I was able to flash all of them. But like I said, like orange is kind of my favorite.
Do you ever plan on going back to the real Grem under the shell? And by that I mean green hair, rope beard, black mascara, beating up women. Or is that no?
Wow, you totally had to bring that one up.
It's a Zombie Talk podcast. No holds barred.
It is. I'm kind of glad the person that I hit is not here in the chat. It looks like so. I don't know. I mean, that that Grem was pretty cool. That Grem, I think to me was kind of like, hey, like a renegade Grem, kind of like my Predator Grem when I was teaming with Green Void. I don't think we'll ever see that one though. I think we'd probably end up seeing, the rope beard Grem before we see Predator Grem again. So I mean, I guess that's where I'm gonna leave it at. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing, the old school Grem from next gen, but I'm kind of happy with my shell right now. So I'm kind of digging it.
Okay. And I'm assuming you saw the rosters for Season 3. You know that Hot Cookie is back, but we have not seen him yet.
What?
Hot Cookie? He's back? It's back?
You mean Pink Hot Cookie?
Whatever it is, I don't
the guy
know.
from Next Gen?
All I know is that Hot Cookie is back. That's...
Oh, I have to totally like find them then because I still need to apologize. I mean, I feel kind of bad. I really do. I'm glad that he's back in a way, but at the same time, I gotta apologize to him because I mean, ever since pinning him that night on the first elimination of Next Gen Season 2, I felt terrible, and I never got a chance to contact them and tell them, like, I'm sorry, I guess I should have pinned Peyton instead of you. And, yeah, I mean, wow, that's kind of like a shock to me, actually.
Well, you're gonna have a...
I mean, I haven't seen him yet.
Yeah, you're gonna have your chance this season because apparently he has been signed, or it has been signed to the main roster.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point too. I know, I mean, it can't obviously be a he. I mean, it could be a she too. I mean, so, well, I mean, like I said, I'll make him like an apology pizza or something, whatever. I get to finally get the chance to apologize. That's like one of those like things that weigh you down a little bit because you're like you never got the chance to do something. So I'm kind of excited to actually meet him or her and totally like apologize and hopefully that they could totally get their career back on track. And it sounds like since they're part of Contagion, they're part of QZW. That's awesome.
Ground Zero is next month, meaning February. You've come this close the past 2 years. Are you in it to win it this year?
I tell you, the last 2 years I was in it to win it. And if it didn't show just on just being the last person eliminated twice, I mean, then I will prove it at Ground Zero. I'm totally in it to win it. It's like I said, it's one of those things where it's eluded me, and it gets you that rush when you're in there and you're competing with other superstars. I know the first time around we had 70. Last year was what? I believe it was 40.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I mean, I'm excited to see how many people are actually going to be there. But I mean, I've been pretty fortunate when it comes to Ground Zero. So, but I'm totally in it to win it. I want to win. I want to be the last man or turtle standing.
If you were able to win it right now, let's say you just got done and it's 8 in the morning and you won the match and you were able to pick between Big D and Outlaw, who would you go for?
Wow. I'll be honest, I didn't think too far ahead of that. Like, I know it might sound odd. I think after kind of being in a match with Outlaw, I think I would lean to Big D because there's an unknown there. Like, I went up against Outlaw. Sure, I mean, I lost to Outlaw, but I would want to know if I could actually beat Big D. And like right now, I know that I might not be good enough to beat Outlaw. I mean, it could be my night at Night of the Dead if that was the case. But I don't know. I mean, Big D is kind of that. It's more exciting, I guess, because you don't know what to expect. You don't know how it's going to end up. I mean, I could totally get shell shocked all over the place from Big D. But at least I would try. And I'm on Contagion for a reason, right? I mean, sure, it was a draft, but I mean, right now it's been pretty good to me. I mean, I do miss Livewire, and I do miss being with my friends and all of that. But I mean, I'm on Contagion now, so I have to make the most of the situation. And plus, I've never won the World Heavyweight Championship. Actually thinking back all the way back from when I've been Grem, and this is years, like about 10 plus years. I have totally never held a World Heavyweight Championship. I mean, I'm sure I've held the QZW Championship, but I think to me, like, the World Heavyweight Championship would be kind of one of those things where it's like, okay, I think I've done it. I've finally arrived, and I've done everything that I've worked 10 plus years on, to actually win it. So I would have to kind of go with the World Heavyweight Championship just because I haven't won it yet.
Duke and Grimm reviews. Killing Floor After Midnight with Grimm, or interviewing Alan Wilson, number 3. Which would happen first?
Wow. Like, deep down, I would love to do another interview with Alan. Those have been just, like, so fun. And I mean, speaking just as I guess real life Grem for this one, it's been always an honor. I remember the first interview, excuse me, that we did, and I was freaking out because the audio was giving me problems and everything, and like, I was able to get the second interview and the second chance, and it's pretty big because it would be something that I really wanted to do. I mean, I don't mind being behind the mic. I enjoy it. I would love to do 3, but what would actually probably happen first, since I know Alan's kind of busy, I know Duke's kind of taking a break. I would have to say probably Killing Floor After Dark would probably be making a return, and it might end up making a return, just in time for Killing Floor 2. So,
I've heard that if enough people subscribe to this channel here on Hitbox, that we'll have a Killing Floor 2 server for Zombspawn.
Well, then I guess I wouldn't really have a choice. I would have to do Killing Floor 2 After Dark.
That would be awesome. So we're kind of switching
Totally
to IRL Grimm now.
I noticed.
Okay. Marathons. Zombspawn marathons. What do you... what is the question that I'm looking for here? What has been your favorite marathon moment for yourself streaming, and also for overall?
Oh, wow. You're going to make me really, like, dig deep.
Because when we think of marathons with you, we think of Decap Attack, we think of Splatterhouse, we think of some Ninja Turtles, and what else? What other games do you usually play in our marathons? Rystar?
Rystar. The recent one I did was Tetris Attack, and also that kind of leads me, I guess, to my favorite moment for marathons was actually thanks to Jarek, actually, because he told me about the Power Rangers game for the Super Nintendo, and I'd never played it, and I'll be honest, I had a blast with that when I casted it on the marathon. That actually came up to doing the whole MC Hammer with Zach, who the Black Ranger is. And then just beating that game and at the last boss, and then thinking that you had it, and then all of a sudden it's like, nope, you have one more go around. I'm like, Whoa! I mean, it was a pretty well done game, and the music was pretty radical. So I would say that one. Me personally, I'm trying to think of the best moment. Uh, I hate to say this to you, Tad. I think the best moment was when not the Red Barrel one, but the one that you what was it? Was it Tyrant or it was Tyrant, right?
It was Nemesis.
When you were trying to get around them, and it just kept knocking you down. I'm trying to remember what it was.
Yep, it was Nemesis, Resident Evil 3, in the
Nemesis,
hallway.
that was it. Yeah, that was because I mean I could just hear it in your voice of just how mad you were because you were racing Valen if I'm not mistaken.
I was, yes.
So and I mean even though like it's a rage moment, it was just hilarious because it was like right there and you were just like oh my gosh are you serious right now? And those are exact words.
It was very frustrating, to say the least.
It was, but and at the same time too, that's and I mean I hate to say it, but it is entertaining when that kind of stuff happens because that's something you don't plan for, and it's never happened, and all of a sudden, like out of the blue, it happened. And I think that's why we also play these games too, is because you never know what could happen. Like, do you break a game, or does something really change after you've played a game so many times? I guess that's why I kind of like playing Tetris Attack a bit because it's always different. There's a different board, and so you're trying to learn and figure it all out. So, and you never know what could happen.
All right, well, I'm going to take this time to thank everyone for listening and tuning in to podcast number 6 tonight here on this January 5th, 2015. Those were a lot of amazing questions that I got to ask my guests tonight. But now we're going to turn it over to your questions that you posted in the official ZomSpawn forums. And as usual, thank you for posting your questions in the zombies under the Zombie Talk. And we're going to get right into these questions. Maybe you can kind of maybe consider this a flash round of questions, if you will, because there's quite a few here.
Yeah, I'll try to answer as quickly as I can.
Alrighty then, here we go. Questions starting off with Flames, aka Marcus Vertinen. He asks, what's your favorite kind of pizza?
All.
What's your least favorite kind of pizza?
Dirty pizza.
So like pizza that has fallen on the carpet?
Yeah, like that, and like dirt and grass
But
or sand.
but in TMNT 1, there are pizza boxes in the sewer, and you don't mind eating those for full health. Does that count?
I live there, so it's cool.
Okay. You do know that humans like me poop and pee pee in the sewers, right?
That's disgusting. Why would you do that to my house?
I just thought you were aware of that. But if you're not, then
Did you know that brick wall really like tied the room together? I mean, really.
I will have to let the dude know that tomorrow night, so he can offer his
Thank you.
kind words. Yes, what is your favorite pizza place?
It's actually called the Oreos, right here, and it's got like a 30-inch pizza. And my birthday's coming up next month, and don't be surprised if you see a picture with me and that pizza.
Now, you mentioned right here. Do we know of what that right here is?
No.
Okay. We'll just keep it at quote unquote the sewer.
Totally.
Okay. Speaking of which, not to change anything up here, but while I'm kind of on this topic, is it going to be a possibility in July for the 20th anniversary of QuakeCon, with so much Doom 4 coming out, that from quote-unquote the sewer to Dallas, Texas will be a possibility for you?
It is a work in progress. I can't say for certain right now because I've been working a lot to make that happen. Let's put it that way. So that's why I'm not usually on most of the times. It's because I'm working and trying to make as much money as possible for that, so that I can make the trip.
Okay, fair enough. He asks, who's your least favorite person, Green Void or Josh D?
Green Void.
Have you kept in contact with your NXT rookie, Dell the Stagecoach Reed?
I've been trying to, and I've also been trying to get him a contract with QCW. So, yes.
Well, this podcast is your lucky day because I guess you haven't seen it yet, but on Next Gen, he has officially been signed back.
We'll see. There you go. I did not even actually look at Next Gen because I've been trying to get into Next Gen again, but there's a bug in the system, so I'm working on that.
It's all good, but some of the other Next Gen names, if you other people out there have looked at them, are mighty interesting, to say the least. I think there's a certain particular person named Dapper Longwood. Interesting.
There is.
Yeah,
Mr. Crackers is there that we saw playing what, GTA 5?
Yeah, Mr. Crackers from Los Santos apparently will be joining Next Gen NXT this season here in QZW. So I don't know. We'll see. All right. He asked, "How are your brothers?"
They're doing well.
How's your dad, Splinter?
He is doing very well.
How's April?
She's doing good.
Have you slept with April yet?
I'm not totally answering that.
What about the Shredder's daughter, Karai?
Ooh, what about her?
Have you slept with her yet?
Oh, still not commenting on that.
Have you slept with April
Those
and
are
Karai
private
at the same time?
I am not answering these private questions. I don't know what he's getting at, but no, I'm not answering it.
I will answer it for you, and yes, I have. If you said no to the last 3 questions, what the hell's wrong with you?
I didn't say no. I just said I didn't answer. I want to answer them. So,
fair enough. On a scale of 1 to 10 pizzas, how awkward do you feel right now?
Half-eaten pizza. Don't really feel awkward, actually.
Are you ready for some more serious questions?
Totally. I mean, yes.
Okay. What if I decided not to and just asked if you slept with anyone else in your universe?
Seriously? We're really going down this route.
Have you ever spent the night in a slumber party with Toka or Razor?
No.
Have you ever spent the night...
That one is a no.
Have you ever spent the night with Chrome Dome?
I have not, actually.
Have you ever spent the night with Leatherhead?
None of these are on the forums.
You be quiet.
I missed that question. What was that, dude?
I'm sorry. I had an illegal run-in outside interference from Gil. Let me rephrase that.
He just kind of swooped down.
Yes, he did. He kind of swooped in his jet plane and interrupted my question. Let me ask again. And these are, trust me, by the way, these are directly from the forums. I'm totally not making these up as I go. Have you ever spent the night at Leatherhead's house? In the same bed with him?
What? No.
Have you ever shared the same bed in a slumber party with Shredder?
No.
Have you ever shared the same bed with one pillow with Rocksteady and Bebop at the same time?
Okay, let's just totally move on. That one's going a little too far.
Okay. I promise those were actually posted in the forums. I promise I totally wasn't making this up.
I totally believe you. I actually see him right now, so I believe you.
All right. Aren't you glad I didn't ask if you slept with any of your family members, including Splinter?
All right, that is just kind of disturbing now.
Yes, I agree. Back to the serious questions. What is your favorite TMNT cartoon?
Favorite was actually the ones that came out when I was younger. So it'd probably be the first ones actually.
I concur. Least favorite?
I really don't have a least favorite. I mean, they're all kind of cool when you watch them. I mean, Yeah, I mean, even the newer one right now is kind of funny and has its moments. So there's no really least favorite.
What was your favorite movie?
The first one.
I agree. Least favorite?
I know it's like it kind of trailed towards the end, but I mean they were all still kind of fun to watch. It's the same thing. I'm not trying to dodge the question, but I mean I enjoyed watching all of them. So
I would say the third one.
except for the one I haven't seen yet that came out last year.
It was good. It was better than 3.
All right, I will trust your judgment, but I have not actually seen it yet, so I can't say that it's like my least favorite, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was better than 3. That's my opinion.
Okay.
Besides TMNT, what's your second favorite franchise?
Movie franchise would have been the Mario Bros. No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding.
Really?
Well, I mean, it was a cool movie, but everyone didn't like it. So, second favorite then would probably actually be Star Wars for me.
If you could, would you live in the... That's a stupid question. He's fucking Grem. Of course he lives.
I know, totally, yes.
Oh,
Okay, moving on.
I mean, he's freaking Grem. My bad. I can't. You didn't hear that.
So we'll move on. We know the answer. Yes.
Yes. Okay, our next questions come from Jarek, and he's got like 8 million of them. So flash round.
Mm-hmm.
Why is Flame so interested in your sex life?
Because he's living in a paper bag world.
Do you think Flames wants to sleep with you?
I certainly hope not.
Who would get the top bunk?
I'd call dibs on top, always.
Would you make him sleep in a pickup truck?
No, he's not even good enough for that.
Did he forget which member of the Cowabunga Club was the Titty Master?
I think he did. You might want to correct him on that.
Could you inform the people that Jarek Vanders has in fact not slept with April O'Neil or Karai?
I can inform the people out there that Jarek Vanders has in fact not slept with April O'Neil or Kara.
That's because Tad Peters did.
Ha!
Do you think Mr. Vertanen has slept with anyone?
Define anyone and maybe.
Does family count?
That's why I said maybe.
Is Sonya his sister or his wife or both? I forget.
It's both, actually.
Why did he make a girlfriend for Avalanche? Was it to make himself feel better?
Most likely.
Serious questions time. Bonus round. How are you doing?
Pretty radical.
Have you eased up on the salt?
For pizza making, yes, I have.
Are you telling that story again?
I'll tell it real quickly. I mixed up an ingredient and I added too much salt to a pizza, and yeah, instead of saying, "Oh, this sucks," I ate it.
Quick question from the live chat. Did he stick his dick in his paper bag?
I don't want to know. And Josh, we're supposed to be friends here. Don't ask me questions like that, dude. Come on now. That's not a cool game. That's not fun.
Follow-up question from that question. There are 2 eye holes in the paper bag, so whose dick would be the other one in the hole in the other hole in the paper bag?
I don't want to describe or even talk about this. It's really, really disturbing.
I was waiting for Gil to come in and try to interrupt me again. He's my PG
you mean
meter.
Swoop down and try to get the question?
Yeah, he's the PG meter, apparently. If I get a little too...
But you kicked him out, so I think
I didn't kick him out. He's still here.
What? You used your foot and you like smashed his face with it.
What?
See?
No, he didn't.
He's still here.
He just told me to stop doing that.
Right. See? He's still here. He's fine. He's playing... playing with his Game Boy or something while he listens. Okay. How excited for you, Del Rey being in Next Gen Season 2? Will he win it this time?
I'm very excited. I'm a little upset that he never called me and told me that he was back in, but yeah. And I hope he does win it. I'm pretty sure he will.
Aside from Del, who is your favorite Next Gen rookie?
From Season 1, actually,
Yes.
was Rambone Chain.
Really? Is that because he's green?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who looks the most interesting of the Season 2 newcomers?
Well, we already got a chance to see Mr. Cracker, so I'm not going to answer with that one. The 2 that I'm kind of getting my eyes on, besides Dale Reed, would be Gary the Frog and Walter Wiggins, for whatever the reason.
quick trivia question. Who were the frogs called from the TMNT series?
Oh, you've got to do this to me like right now.
It's cool.
Oh.
I don't remember them either, so it's fine.
I know that they're like there was. Oh man, I knew it too. Like if you asked me like a month back, I actually figured it out, but I can't now.
Do you think Paper Bag Man is
Alright,
still
moving on.
Dr. Faust?
I do actually.
Does Tad even get that reference?
He probably doesn't, right, Tad?
No. Yes, actually, yes. Yes, I do. It's from one of those fighting games. Should you explain it?
Which one? Oh, well, I'll explain it real quickly. I'll let you guess first.
Final Fatal Combat Clay Fighter?
No, just stop. No. It was Guilty Gear, and basically what it is he is a doctor wearing a paper bag, and he can go through doors, and he has a giant scalpel for a weapon, and he can swim in the air, like swim in the air. That's all you need to know.
So he's like Gil.
Yeah, well, yeah, a little bit, but with a paper bag.
So Gil with the paper bag is Dr. Faust.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense now. Actually,
So
now that you
Gil
put it
is
that way.
actually the paper bag man. He just won't tell anybody.
Maybe.
Does this mean Paper Bag Man will now come to the ring with his scalpel?
I sure hope so.
How do you think
Because the secret is out.
How do you think Livewire is doing now that you Norns and others are gone?
I still think it's a really, really great show. I mean, I have a blast watching it, so I think it's doing just as great, and it's still probably the A show. I know last year it was.
That's a mighty bold statement.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you see stepping up to take the top spot in Livewire?
Ooh. I mean, the obvious two answers, I mean, obviously I would think Jarek and Martin Starr, but to be,
Biased.
away from that, yeah, and try to actually, besides those two, I want to actually give, a person that actually deserves it and should get the chance.
Danny Chambers.
It would be Carl. No, I'm totally kidding. No, not Danny Chambers. No. Even though he is not a freak, I don't know why Duke keeps doing that to him. I would have to say Showtime Brooks.
Interesting choice.
I mean, the dude was so close last year on multiple occasions. He's primed and ready to break out, and just
You wouldn't say Buzz?
Well, I mean, Buzz can, but I mean, he's all by himself. I understand that, because he is with Pentakill, now he's all by himself. That doesn't really mean much, because he's split pushing and everything. But, I don't know. I was in the ring with Showtime Brooks. I know what the dude does. I don't think I've actually gone up against Buzz. So, I still stand by Showtime Brooks.
How is it being on Contagion?
It's different. It's red, but it's still kind of got its, wackiness and just different people. And it's fun to see where I'm at.
Think you can be a main event level player?
Totally.
What goals do you have for yourself on Contagion? I think we already answered that.
I think we kind of answered that a little bit, yeah.
How do you think Zombspun is doing?
You know what? I was a little concerned about that, but you know what? I think it's actually kind of neat because it's not laid back. Or it's more laid back. Excuse me. It's not like, oh, QZW's on, so let's not cast because we could be stepping on people's, or like MUW's on, but I can't. I don't want to cast. I mean, it's just like, you know what? Cast whenever you want. Yes, we have our shows at our specific times, but cast, have fun. Knock yourselves out, and that's what the community was all about. So I'm actually liking it.
And answer to me, question to me as well, that one was, I would say for the first time I'm able to stream on every single night of the month just like I was able to back during my T-Virus Zombies days between 2008 and 2010, and I'm really enjoying it so far. So I would say I like the direction Zomspawn Gaming is heading right now. Quick question from the chat. Will Grem ever go hardcore so William James can make him a bloody turtle?
You know, I said like I wouldn't mind going up against Chaos. So let's just remember though there is a kendo stick, and I know my way around a sword or two here. Katana sword for all those people still thinking of Marcus's questions. So I wouldn't mind.
Another question from the chat real quick. Are y'all virgins?
Well, I could only speak for myself. No. I mean, come on now. That's just kind of silly. That's a personal question, too, so come on now.
I guess I will answer first, and I'll say yes, I'm totally a virgin.
Oh. Well, there you go. And that's cool. Right?
Yeah. I have dedicated myself to priesthood. I did at an early age. I even have the friar haircut. I have dedicated my entire life to celibacy. That's how I roll.
Hey, and there's nothing wrong with that at all, right?
I give my sexual life and my whole life to the Lord. Nosferatu. Oh wait, that's the QZW tab talking. My bad.
Yeah.
Whoops. Whoopsies. Got a little broke out of character there for a second. Alright, next question. Liking Tad's new Hitbox channel.
I am. I just wish I could sub to it.
Ah. Good answer. What was your favorite cast of his so far? Since I started in November 1st. There's been some good moments.
Yeah, too many good moments. You know, I hate to say it, but like your recent what was it, the Doom with, it wasn't called a mod. What was it called?
It was Brutal Doom. You talking about Go Fuck Yourself?
Yeah, Brutal Doom. Yeah, yeah, but there was a name for it, and I thought like everyone was misspelling it, and then I was corrected. I can't remember what it was called though. But yeah, Brutal Doom.
Yeah, Brutal Doom was fun.
Because you just seemed like you had like so much fun with that game. Like you were just like, it's like the game that I used to play, but it's different and it's just more awesome.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, that stream on January 1st to kick off the 2015 year was a game completion cast in which I defeated Doom 1 and Doom 2 in one sitting. Just want to throw that also out there.
Nice.
What has been my favorite moment so far since... I gotta say, my playthrough through Alien Isolation was awesome. So many moments from that. Frederick, the alien, staring at Ripley's boobies, sweaty boobies, with the awesome graphics, and doing all that. The Brutal Doom was fun because I wanted my Doom fix. Red Dead Redemption for a bit I played, it was fun. Super Win the Game last night was a whole lot of fun. Man, there's been so many awesome moments so far, of which you can see in my intro for my nightly streams, of course.
And you can also scroll down to the calendar. I have to admit, too, I know that you might not have mentioned this, but I like how you did with the NCAA football thing, the little logos for the teams that we'll be going up against. I think that's a very nice touch. Good, sir.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just added that this morning, as a matter of fact. Game 1 for Zomspawn College football will be this Thursday. We'll be taking on TCU in Week 2. I know it says Week 1, but we had a bye week in Week 1. But I'll explain more about that when I start my official game stream tonight later with King of Fighters 98. I'll explain more into that. But thank you for that. I'm glad that you like that. What would you like to see me stream if you could pick a game? Like, say, maybe in February.
You know, I would actually like to see you actually play a Splatterhouse game.
Not a bad idea. I'll actually open this up to Gil, too. And Eldris doesn't count because it's already a game for January.
Probably more fighting games. Have you ever played Skullgirls?
Yes, I did for an OCN last year.
Ah, crud. Pilot Wings then.
Oh my god, you really want to see me fail for 5 hours?
If everyone wants to see me fail for 5 hours, then I don't see why I can't.
At least I gave him a game he has a chance at, Gil. Man, it's brutal.
At least he
I
didn't.
don't have a chance at Pilot Wings, but they still want me to play it.
At least he didn't say Top Gun for the NES and landing on the aircraft carrier.
Well, I wanted it to be actually double.
Or Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
I would play that for 5 hours.
You would.
I would. Okay. Think Tad could beat Tetris Attack. Yeah, Grem, do you think I am smart enough to beat Tetris Attack?
I think you could. On easy.
What? Are you calling me dumb?
No, just easy. And maybe normal.
Are you calling me dumb?
No.
Yes.
Are you calling me stupid? Are you saying I'm not very smart?
Yes.
Why would you do that?
I'm just kidding.
Okay. No, I
think you
agree.
beat it.
I suck at puzzle games, so probably easy. Yeah. When will you cast the PS3's 360 Splatterhouse?
You know, it's funny because I was told I'm not supposed to because it has the nudity and the blood.
Huh?
And plus, I actually haven't beaten the game yet, so I have to beat it first.
I want that game. Nudity and blood? Yes, please.
Yeah, it's actually it's not a bad game, really. But I just haven't beat it yet.
Maybe in the marathon coming up in March.
Yeah, if I can get a slot and, you don't just post it like 2 days before and I don't get a chance to get a slot.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold the phones there, bucko. It's in March, and I'm already taking time slots right now.
I know. So I got plenty of time. So,
Yes.
Yeah, I probably will. I mean, if everyone wants it, yeah, I'll cast it. I don't care.
Okay. And that goes
That'd be
for
fun.
everybody. I got the marathon schedule up on zombspawn.com. Click events. Boom, bada boom. I already got the schedule already up, ready to go.
Boom, bada boom.
Boom, bada boom. When are we going to do co-op Double Dragon Neon?
Very soon, because that is something that I have not done with Jarek yet, so...
Any goals or resolutions you have for 2015 as far as QZW and Zombspawn or casting in general?
Casting more for Zombspawn, QZW. I think either winning Ground Zero or winning winning a title. Let's put it that way.
Also goes for Tad. As far as QZW goes, if I could get booked, finally, that would be nice. I would definitely like to be booked more often, since I haven't had a match since July or something. So yeah, hi. If I could get booked and maybe have a match, that'd be great.
Would you actually take a match against Little Jack right now?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah. I guess I'm not sure if trick question or not.
I was just seeing how bad you really wanted a match.
Oh, well, if you put it that way, then yes, I would take a match against Little Jack, but it would have to be a TLC match.
Turntables, lounge chairs.
Oh, my bad. I mean a
couches match?
WeLC match. WeLC.
WeLC.
Yes. And any goals or resolutions for 2015 in Zombspawn? Making some monetization this year here on Hitbox. So if you don't have that little Zombspawn logo next to your username in the Hitbox chat, get with it. Come on, that's my New Year's.
I told you what was going on with me.
Right. Getting some monetization up in here, and then turning it back to the community, giving awesome prizes and giveaways to every week to everybody. You throw in and it comes right back out. You know, doing that. That's one thing. 100 games on the 2015 100 game challenge. I want to break 100 this year, and yes, it is actually happening. I'll have more details on that probably later this week. FYI to those out there that have been asking. Another resolution for me here at Hitbox: break 100 viewers for a stream, for QZW and for a non-QZW stream. I want to do that sometime this year. I wanted another resolution. Do one whole month just by myself every single night in a month, streaming, no breaks. You can't count January because I have 4 guest streamers, but you get what I'm saying. And also my last resolution for 2015 as a streamer is do another 24-hour Resident Evil marathon here on Hitbox.
Nice.
Okay, we have two questions from Gil, and I'll let him ask them if he can remember what he posted.
I have them right here. This is going to be really quick. Why do you always get 10,000 questions, Grem?
I guess a lot of people like me, and I'm pretty honored and happy for that.
Are you going to QuakeCon?
We were talking about that earlier. I'm working towards it.
Why is Max Crimson such a dumb butt that wants to involve himself in my feuds?
Are you sure that's a question?
Yeah, are you sure that's a question?
Yes, it ended in the question. Yeah,
oh, okay,
it ends in a question mark.
I see it. I don't understand why. Like, Max has been kind of, for whatever the reason, he's like poking his nose in the places it doesn't belong. So I don't know why he's doing that.
And finally, what is a 8-letter word for precious gems?
What? Jewel Master?
Emerald?
Well, that might work. I'm just doing this crossword puzzle, and I need some help.
You're welcome, I think.
On to the next one.
Okay, Jarek comes back and Tad bring back the golden question because moving on to Dawn. How many times did your shell get painted?
It's been started with Keo, but a lot of people do it, so a bunch of times actually.
How many slices of pizza can you eat in one sitting?
It depends. Well, obviously on the size, but also how hungry I am. I'd say normally between 3 and 6.
Do you like to drink root beer?
I actually don't, and I'll tell this story really quickly why. My brothers actually tricked me and said, "Here, have a glass of root beer," and they put dry dog food into it. So that's why I don't drink root beer.
Wait. Repeat that again. They put dried dog food in root beer?
Yeah, and then, because obviously since root beer is pretty dark, you don't really see it, so it sank to the bottom, and it was pretty disgusting.
Wait, like A&W in Barks, and it's made with dried dog food?
No, my brothers put dog food in it. So,
like a trick,
okay. Like a gag.
Oh, okay.
So,
I thought you meant that was part of the ingredient of making root beer. I was like,
no.
Okay.
No, they use like roots, don't they, for that?
I think tomato roots. Yes.
Okay.
Did you ever lose your shell?
I haven't yet.
Okay. 1 second. Who do you hang out with backstage during QZW?
Right now it's obviously with Contagion it's Josh, but when the show is actually on, like real life Grem, I hang out with everyone that's in the chat. So.
Okay. Josh D is an asshole. Why Grem hate?
I don't hate him. I mean, we're having fun with like really fun games.
Okay. Thoughts on the following photo? You can look at the stream right now to see it.
Okay, I really put some thought into this, okay? Now, you have me and my brothers right on the right. That one's the easy one.
Yes.
I don't understand the symbol. Well, I understand the symbols, but I don't know why that... Anyways, the dude on the left, okay? Now, bear with me here. It is Villano in an astronaut suit holding WWE 2K15, dropping it in the water because of how bad the game was. I mean, that makes a lot of sense, right?
I guess. I'm just gonna skip that question because Japan and yeah, I don't know. All right, next questions come from Duke Dice. Grim, should I cast Zomspawn? Wait, what? Grim, should I cast Zomspawn? Is he asking you if he should cast Zomspawn News?
Apparently, and the only way that he could probably do that is like he'd have to get the tux and the old backdrop. In a nutshell, no.
Okay, can you be the co-host of it?
If it came aboard and if I had some time, maybe.
Okay. Should I cast more magic and would people see it?
You should just cast just to play and have fun, whether or not people are there or not. And I've said that to a lot of people that are like struggling with casting and everything. Just cast, and people will show up. It just, you have to make the effort of casting though.
The best way to do that is do it in a marathon.
Mm-hmm.
How about Hearthstone or Yu-Gi-Oh?
Totally. I mean, Hearthstone's got a big following right now, and of course Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot of people like Yu-Gi-Oh! So you can't go wrong with casting either one of those.
Should we be considered that Danny Chambers inside... Should we be considered that Danny Chambers inside Spence?
I don't know. That sounds like a really broken question.
Which song is better, Am I Evil or 5-Card Stud?
I guess 5-Card Stud, why not?
More serious question, what is your favorite song so far in Season 3?
In Season 3? Well, I haven't had too many new songs. You know, I'll be honest, I kind of enjoyed Ditsy Dots' theme song, so I'm gonna go with that one.
Which, by the way, you can check and see many people's bios already up at Zombspawn.com, FYI.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to work on mine if I can.
Since Contagion is a red show and you love the color green, do you go around splashing green and around random places?
You cannot prove that. I mean, no.
Why isn't Jarek in Contagion? Thought he loved red. Does it mean Grem is the Hellhound and Jarek is the turtle?
No, it's just opposite, and we're both trying to be more accustomed to the color so that instead of us fighting which is the better color, which we all know is green, we won't be doing that, and we'll just be neutral.
All it ever means is that once you meet back up again, it's going to be Christmas time.
Exactly, and who doesn't love Christmas?
What bar is Grem?
The top bar?
I don't.
It means what candy bar?
Oh, what candy bar is Grem? Oh, I'm a whatchamacallit.
A what?
A whatchamacallit.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's a very... It's got like pretzels and nuts and chocolates and everything.
Oh, that's that's really a thing?
It's a real candy bar, yeah. You could look it up. It's a whatchamacallit.
It sounds like something you would eat.
It totally is, actually.
Should we take it to the bank? Wait, what is this, the D&G show?
Apparently, sure, Duke. Take it to the bank.
Questions from Libby. What's your favorite... I think we pretty much... What's your favorite TMNT game?
That one. Oh, game? It definitely was out of the... No, I'm just kidding, Ted.
Wait, what? Oh! Oh, I see what you did there.
Took you a moment. You know, I would actually have to say TMNT 2, the arcade game, was my favorite.
Why are the Foot Ninjas so un-ninja?
Because their fighting style sucks.
Is Josh D the Shredder?
No, he is not. That actually was Green Void.
Favorite QZW moment?
Wow. You know, it's gonna sound really weird when I say this. Trying to remember, though, who it was. I feel like I'm getting this backwards. I want to say it was the time that it was it was an RCWF. I believe it was the ladder match. Now, it was between Domino and Eddie Cool, if I'm not mistaken. And I think it was Eddie Cool that won.
Mm-hmm. That was
Um,
that would have
I
been the end of RCWF.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, even though that was kind of towards the end, the fact that Eddie Cool won it and like the chat exploded, and I was like, "That's awesome that he won it and everything." That always sticks out to me just a little bit. But QZW moment is what the question was. Um, hmm, no. I'll just sound cliche when I won the QZW championship because honestly that moment was pretty radical. I got to admit.
What brought you to RCWF?
I did a lot of and this is like real life, Grem. Real quick. I did a lot of role playing e-feds. Basically where you had to write between like 4 and 6 paragraphs of role playing, and I just didn't have the time for it anymore. Like before, when I was taking care of my grandmother, I had plenty of time. I even got, this is gonna sound really weird, but I actually won a world heavyweight championship with Paul Burchill, and it took a year's time a year plus to do it, but I actually did it. So yeah, those were kind of fun because I started out as a like Christian, and then Edge and Christian at first, and then I branched off as Christian, and that's what brought me in was just basically wrestling. I wanted to watch a wrestling show, and I saw RCWF, and I was like, well, what is this? And I tuned in, and I saw what it was, and I was hooked. I was instantly hooked because it was like, oh, I can just promo, at my leisure. And it was funny because of my first promo, I did like an abundance, and I believe there were some people that were like, dude, you didn't have to write that much. I was like, oh, I did like 4 paragraphs. I thought I did too little, So they were like, no, you can tone it down a little bit. You don't have to go, full blown hardcore. It's like, oh, okay, cool.
Who are you and what have you done with the real Shannon Moore?
I don't like where this question is going because no one remembers Shannon Moore. No one.
Where are they now, Master S?
Master S is at the Sewer Dojo. So.
Questions for
It
Tad.
usually is.
Whoops, I cut you off, didn't I?
Should I be asking these questions to you, Tad? Do you think?
Do you know what they are?
I can see the questions actually. I've been reading along.
Oh, well, in that case, indulge me.
Okay, so your first question is from Sean Levy. What game are you looking forward to playing?
Not King of Fighters in a few moments because I know I'm gonna get my ass handed to me. Wednesday night, Sniper Elite Nazi Zombie Army with a co-op sniper of someone from Zomspawn. Yes, please. Broforce, yes, please, on Thursday. Mario Kart on Sunday the 11th. Okay. Left 4 Dead 2 a week from tonight after my podcast with Trent. Okay. Hero Siege with Mark and the Pentakill gang if we can ever get the multiplayer to work. Okay. Smite on Thursday the 15th. I still need to install it, but okay. Unturned on Friday the 16th. Yes, please. May I have another? WW2K14 multiplayer on Xbox 360 with viewers on Saturday the 17th. Okay. Minecraft on Xbox One on Sunday, January 18th. Yeah, pickles and peanut. Rack on Monday, January 19th. Okay. Resident Evil HD Remaster on Wednesday the 21st, as a day after it gets released on Steam. Yes, please. EWR on Thursday the 22nd with WTF and Mr. Crackers taking over TNA. Okay. Eldritch on Sunday the 25th. Hearts to Gill. Okay. Slender the Arrival on Monday the 26th after my podcast with Josh D. Okay. Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2 on the 28th and 29th. Okay. Terraria with viewers on Friday the 30th. Okay. Starbound with viewers on Saturday, January 31st. Okay. Does that answer your question?
It did actually. It and I hope it answered Libby's. Where's the TMNT games though?
That was last month, and for a Nickelodeon game, that was hard as shit.
Will you play Crash Bandicoot?
Sure, it's on my list. I've only ever beaten one, and it was one of the 360 ones. I've never ever played or beaten any of the PS1 ones, but yeah, it's on my bucket list. Keep your eyes peeled.
Okay. When Half-Life 3 ever comes out, how many deaths do you think you will have?
The only way I can answer that is I will have my one and only permanent IRL death before the time that game gets released.
That's actually a good answer. Should you and Libby be on the same team in TF2 and gang up on Martin? I'll just throw my name into it too because, yeah.
Hell with that. I want everybody in Zomspawn versus Martin in a 20-on-1.
You sure you don't want another montage video? I mean, his first one was actually pretty good. It was pretty catchy.
It was pretty good. I don't know if that dude like spends like his whole life on that game or something, but my god. That's just insane. That and freaking Sonic All-Stars Racer or whatever. Yeah. That dude like
Oh yeah?
he like yeah. I don't know like how or why or how much time or how much hours, but yeah, no.
Okay. Well, is WWE 2K16 on your wish list?
Every WWE game is on my wish list. Does that mean I'm always going to be happy and excited and OMG, it's going to be so great, and OMG, John Cena's in purple and blue this year, and OMG, oh my god, the Ascension is in next year's game, and OMG, the updated Seth Rollins costume is in it this year? No, not really. All I care about is how many calls and what shit they added in to make up for the previous year that they took out for created people. So, yeah, it's on my wish list. Am I going to be happy about it? Not until I actually have it in my console and I'm playing it, and I can see it for myself.
Okay, and then real question. This is actually for both of us, so I'll ask you first. Who do you want to fight in the ZFC?
That's Raji's thing, right?
Yes.
Well, I guess Mirko Krokop isn't in the game, unfortunately, but if he was, I would want to face him. Since he's not in the game, who was it? Tapping Tad Peters on T-Virus. I think that was Eddie Cool. If Eddie Cool's in there, then I'll get my revenge on him and make him tap out. If he's not on the roster, then I guess I'll face I'll face Grem.
Okay. Well,
Who would you face?
my answer after watching the show is I want to go against Sean Libby because I want to win because apparently he's no good. I mean, I'm sorry, but
Yeah, I saw that. He pretty much just got annihilated by Jarek both times.
yeah, not once, but yeah, twice. And I gotta be honest too, asking questions was a lot of fun. I kind of missed doing the asking questions.
Wait, what you just now did?
Yeah, like asking the questions to you. I used to do that like way back when, and I had fun asking questions.
You did?
And I missed it. I did.
When did you do that?
Like during D&G and stuff like that. You know,
You were on the
asking questions.
you
to
were on
people.
the Duke and Gill show?
Very funny, Dad.
So what is this going to be turned into? The T and G and G and S show? The G
Yeah, sure. Let's just keep adding. Let's
the
just keep adding.
TGGS show?
No. This is actually, I mean, as fun as it was asking questions.
You
And
know what you
since
can spell?
My work is busy.
You know what you can
What?
spell with Tad, Gill, and Spence? GTS, go to sleep.
But I'm not tired. Nor do I feel like quitting.
Fair enough. Questions from Spence. Would you consider my questions to be fashionably late at 8:26 Central Time on tonight?
Oh, that was towards me.
Yes.
I was like,
That is to you.
So yes.
Yes, okay. If someone offered to pay you to sit through a movie of someone cooking turtle meat, do you have a price?
No.
Would Bebop make good bacon?
Actually, he would.
Would Raji?
You know what? He might.
Would a zombie pigman from Minecraft?
If you got rid of like the zombie part of it,
That's
maybe.
the best part.
No, for you.
I'd be all up in that, like, num 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 num.
Careful.
I know you're on Contagion now, but if we two radical dudes ever tag team, would you pick a name?
I wouldn't pick a name. I think we would discuss a name because that's what a team does. They work together on a name. So
Did you know you're awesome?
I do not because I feel awesome, but I mean there are a lot of other people that are just really really better and just awesomer than I am. So I'm just me.
Battletoads versus Ninja Turtles on NES, which one's harder?
Battletoads, actually. I'll be honest.
Which one is better, play-wise?
Play wise, oh wow, because like Battletoads was, I mean, they did a lot of really unique things. I would have to, you know what? I'm gonna say Battletoads, sadly, but because there was just a lot of other neat little things like jumping and getting blown off the screen and everything. The worm or the snake level, however you want to put it. There was something new and different. So I mean, and of course the original TMNT, but I'm assuming that's what he means is the first one for TMNT. Obviously was much more difficult and harder.
Think you'll be World Heavyweight Champion in QZW for 2016?
Totally.
What's in the ooze?
That is a secret.
Am I in trouble if I put anchovies on your pizza?
Honest, it's actually a topping I've never had and one that I do eventually want to try.
Okay, these next questions are now for Gil. So I hope he's ready. First question to Gil is, how late do you think this podcast is now?
2 hours.
2 hours late?
Well, technically it's 1 hour late, but it's 2 hours running.
Okay. Next question to Gil is, did I forget about the QZW report?
No, because you just mentioned it.
Okay. Next question is, are you excited about doing the QZW report?
Yeah, I mean, it's why I'm here.
Next question is, what if I told you that I'm actually just going to do the QZW report and you're not really needed?
Okay, later I'm off to go play Chantilly's.
What if I said I'm just kidding?
This takes forever to download anyway.
Okay. Those are your quick. Someone in the live chat give Gil a question. I'll take the first question. Just type it real quick. That way Gil can have a question this week.
No, I can't fly.
Oh, I didn't even ask it yet.
But I have eyes and I can read.
Are you American?
Yes, I'm American.
Are you sure?
Yes, unless Michigan became part of Canada when I wasn't looking.
How the hell does a two-tailed fox fly?
Magic.
When are you pulling out of Vietnam?
Dude, TMI. You know Vietnam's my girl on the side.
Who do you think?
Whoa.
Who do you think in MUW could win? Wait, we're talking about MUW here?
Let me talk to you about Wrestle Kingdom 9, Dad.
Yeah, and I'll be confused the whole time.
Quick on him. What was his name? Bruce Cooper. Whoever. Him.
Who is that? Who's that?
He's a guy who's bald and shoots stuff. So he's like
On Wrestle
the
Kingdom
Dynamo
9?
guy. No, on MUW.
Oh, I don't know.
I was joking about Wrestle Kingdom 9 because you hated it when we were talking about it.
Oh, well, no, it's because I got done with my streaming and I looked on Skype and it's like 250 unread messages. I'm like, what the fuck?
You streamed until 3 last time?
Did I? Oh, yeah, I
Yeah,
did.
because Wrestle Kingdom ran from 2 to 4.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's not talk about Japan. We're gonna make Tommy's panties wet. So let's move on to the next. All right, our next thing is gonna be oh yeah, the QZW report, and you get to do the pay-per-view.
All right. Disemboweled. I wasn't booked, but
Neither was I.
oh wait, no, Grem was booked. Grem was booked.
I was booked.
I was gonna say neither of us were booked. I forgot that tag match. Julie wins a six-woman battle royal. 3 stars for it because battle royals, unless it's ground zero, it's not anything truly special or groundbreaking. Also, it loses points because we have Caitlyn and Goddess Dawn in this match for some reason, and then we have them again. Why are they double booked?
Because Caitlyn.
Okay then. Georgia Assassin defeated Luke Anfield. 3 stars. Raji, Mike Burke, and the Knight over Vander, Star, and Snowman. I can only give this 2 stars because it ended in like a minute. Insane Pain Train over the World Warriors. 4 stars. I do love manager tags. They're always the best. Dr. Payne won a 6-man battle royal, which I think was very good. I don't remember who else was in it though. Was anyone else important in it?
Yeah, William James.
Okay then, follower stars. Dungeon of Doom over the Beautiful People for the women's tag team titles. I give it loopy stars. All the stars that either Angelina Love or Velvet Sky were seeing in the middle of that match.
That was Angelina Love. She
Kayla
was drunk.
She saw lots of stars, so all the stars she was seeing. Kaylin over Goddess Dawn, 2 stars because we just saw it, and Kaylin outlasted Dawn both times. Miharu over Paige, 5 stars because Ninja's winning are always great. Cole over DJ Silva, which I thought was a bit of an upset, so 3.5 stars. Duke Dice over Spence to win the Biohazard Championship, 1.5 stars because I don't like cheeky ref Invisible Man. I forgot his name already. Danny Chambers.
How could you forget the name of Danny Chambers?
He reminds me of the Invisible Man with his get-up, so I always just, when I look at him, I just say, oh, it's the Invisible Man again.
Oh, so you're trying to call him the F word?
Huh?
Dodge that one, Gil. Get your mind out of the gutter.
Yeah.
I don't. What other F word equals Invisible Man?
Freak, man.
Oh, that one.
Freak.
Yeah.
You
I
said
didn't
it,
say
not him.
I didn't say it.
Danny Chambers, go after him.
Yep. Tad wants a match.
Yay, I'm finally booked
Green Void-
since I lost the world title. Yeah.
Woo! Green Void over Nathan Moore. Shock upset, 3.5 stars because it lasted a bit longer than I thought. Josh D and Grem over Sean Libby and Leo Reigns, 5 stars because Ninja's winnings are always cool. Mr. Troop and Norns over the Killer Clowns. Match of the night. So honestly, good match, 5 stars. I really enjoyed this one, and I fell asleep before Big D and Domino.
That's
Heard
why.
Big D won, so 3.5 star.
3.5 stars for that?
For falling asleep?
Man, no.
I had a good dream. Plus, I actually had to take a nap before this show because I've been running out of sleep because working 30 hours at the theater is tiring. Apparently,
This is your homework assignment. Before next week, I want you to go back and watch the main event, and then you come back and tell me if that was actually match of the night or not.
What time does it start at?
I don't know. It was the last match of the night.
You know, like he even puts the show on the same page that you're probably reading these results from.
Oh right, that's why I didn't rewatch it because the thing was freaking muted.
which you could go to YouTube and subscribe, by the way, if you haven't done so already.
Yeah, but
I forgot. This week's show was muted on YouTube. That's why I didn't go back and watch it because I got halfway
You
through.
could still watch it, though. You don't need...
The problem is, whenever I watch YouTube videos, I always have something else in the background, so I like to listen to the thing.
So watch the main event, put Benny Hill music on, you're set. Good to go.
No, like I'm playing a video game, and then I'm listening to the... Oh, that sounds great.
play Guile's theme.
Good.
It'll be alright.
There you go. It goes with everything.
Will
Hey, Grem, since you actually watched this match, how many stars would you rate it?
6 if I could.
Alright, I'll rate it 6 invisible pyro stands, because Domino's pyro comes out of freaking nowhere.
Yeah.
Out of 5. So, 6 out of 5.
Okay. And are you going to review Snow Brawl?
Okay, sure. The 10-man Rumble, very enjoyable. Was it 10-man? Yeah, it was. It was won by Tusk, who then went on to... Wait a minute. You didn't put another match on this card.
Huh?
You forgot the TV title match on this card.
But it never happened.
Remember? It never did? I'm pretty sure Jones beat Tusk.
Shh.
I'm pretty sure that match happened.
It was just your imagination.
Okay,
Wow.
Yeah, it won because I remember Tusk being angry about it. Then there was Taichi versus El Desperado, 1,000,000 stars for Suzuki Gun. And just because that'll piss off Ted.
Yeah, because you assaulted Miss Mudkip.
But that was Randy Orton.
With a jetpack.
Yes. I didn't really go over the other 3 matches because it's hard to pay attention to classic matches such as Thaddeus and Moore and Jarek Vanders versus whoever he was facing when you're busy trying to set up spots. Trent Reign. Well, 5 stars just for that, because when was the last time you saw Trent Reign in a match?
A long time ago.
Yeah, so it's special. You know, we had some special nights on that. It was a very great night. I noticed we didn't have another one this month, so I guess it just wasn't any guest cast and the games you want to play.
Well,
there's another one in March.
It would have either been RCWF or me playing Eldritch. Which one would you rather see?
If there's going to be one in March, I would love to have it again.
Did you notice, Grim, how he totally bypassed the question?
Yep.
Because I want both. That's why. Don't
But
make
you
me choose.
you can't watch the main event of the pay-per-view, disemboweled, and pay attention to it.
That's because he's like
Gil,
Vlad
come on
Alucard. After he's booked and he doesn't have a match, he leaves.
Oh.
Then I wouldn't have watched the entire show because I knew I wasn't booked from the word go.
Wow. That's a good point. I mean, some people wouldn't even just show up.
Can I quote Leo Reigns' theme? Bang, bang, bang!
Actually, I think Vlad actually pays attention now, to be honest.
Good. I'm glad.
So you can try to spoil it.
I'll be honest, I probably would have said the RCWF over Eldritch because you have it as listed as a game completion, and it's not going to be easy to complete that game.
Really?
Like, if you die after... The thing is, you have to collect things for it, and if you die, you lose all those things, and you have to go back and collect them again, so... I would just have that as a chill cast on an honest level.
Alright. I'll do more research about it. Alright, anything
Although,
else?
of course, if you're great on...
Oh, go ahead.
I lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah, Yeah, Max Crimson, stay out of my feud with the Reich. The end. I don't care if they're bugging you. We gotta beat them up first. That's the whole thing
To
we've
be
been doing.
fair, Crimson does have a grudge against them, Gil. You should at least be, sentimental towards that.
Yeah, and then we killed them all, like America did.
Whoa,
You
whoa,
didn't remember the
whoa!
end of World War II. We came in, it was like D-Day and everything. They made a billion games about it, like Call of Duty and whatever shooter is currently mocking Call of Duty.
QZW.
Yes. Anyway, Snow Brawl was very awesome, and it was great to have it. I know that it's probably never going to come back like Shotgun, because one person trying to run it is near impossible. I know that. I've had some run-ins with people that have run Shotgun, and it's a tough thing to do, but it was a very enjoyable night. Whether it was me setting up a comedy match with Tusk or actually trying to swerve Spence and failing in a battle royal, it was a lot of fun, and it's something that brings out some of the best names. So I would definitely recommend you read it up, since you didn't save the cast for it. I saw
For what?
Snow Brawl. It's not in the archives.
It's not. Should be.
No, there's only the transcript on the forums.
Huh. I'll go in there and do that then. Thought it was. That's really strange. I thought that.
Oh, that's all for me.
All right.
Oh, and Babu over Duke Dice, 5 stars because Duke lost.
And
Whoa.
a question now. Do you think I was stalling this podcast out for as long as I could so that I don't have to play as much of King of Fighters 98 and lose to everybody?
Wow, that hurts my feelings, because like I thought it's because you guys enjoyed having me on and we had really good questions and I came up with really good answers.
Wait,
But
who are you again?
Is that the real reason? Oh, okay.
I actually forgot the one question I really wanted to ask you. Back to the question segment, Grem. Do you want to do another race for the wrestling marathon?
Waldo or
Tetris Attack.
Tetris? Sure, why not?
Cool.
Even though it'll have to be Gil versus who were you again? Apparently.
Yes.
Yeah. Is this podcast? Which podcast is this?
It's podcast number 6 with Grem.
Oh, I thought you were podcast number 7 with Trent. My bad.
Oh, you mean the person that Gil wasn't too concerned about watching their RCWF match?
I was too busy doing my own match. It's hard to really pay attention to the other match when you're trying to set up a spot or waiting for Tusk to post. I mean,
Yeah, Gil, all I have to say for that is have fun with that next week.
well, next week I'll probably won't remember this because I'm probably going to drink it out of the way.
Whoa. Milk, right?
Oh, I think everyone's got Broforce, so I'll see you on Thursday, I guess. Tusk gave everyone Broforce.
But not before
Nice.
Zomspawn versus TCU.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And
Who's gonna
everyone's
win?
on the roster. Even if you didn't sign up in the thread, you're on the roster. Did you know this? You should go look at the roster.
Kicker!
We got
I signed up, so I know I'm in it.
Yeah, I think you're wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Gil's a kicker. Julie's a kicker. J-Hair's a punter. Nate is the quarterback. Mark is a tight end, because he has a tight end.
Well, we already knew that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's all for me now.
Okay. Anything else? Grem? Anything?
Unless you want to take questions from the chat and stall this out and just drag me along instead of actually caring about what I say.
I don't know. Is there any more questions from the live chat?
Right now there isn't, except for Mark
Don
showing that
asks,
he's got the
Lamau
tightest of
what?
ends.
Huh?
Don asks Lamau what?
Lamau what?
It's not another candy bar, trust me.
Huh. Okay. Wait, is that a question to me?
I don't know.
Are you Merg?
No, I'm not Merc.
Where's Eric?
Where is Eric? That is a very good question. Where is Eric?
I love Eric. He subscribed to the channel.
I know. And he grew up. He's now Vario 14, not 13. So
Yeah.
he's grown up 1 year.
He's 1 year older, and he's in my Valentine's box with all the rest of my lovelies. Why is Tad stalling?
Because Kaiser Wave.
How good is Market Counter-Strike? What is your favorite League of Legends champion, Grim? And yes, I said leggings. Graham.
Oh, sorry. I should push down the button to talk. I've only done it this entire time, and then this is the first time I didn't. It's a toss-up between Nami and Fiddlesticks.
But you were Fiddlesticks at Zombchicken for Saturday night.
I am.
Did you
Or
see
I was,
that?
excuse me. Yep. It was a lot of fun.
Is Tad going to get punched in the face hard in King of Fighters 98?
Oh, that question is to me. Probably yes.
Okay. Chrono asks, yeah, I guess no one cared about it anyway. I'll have to buy it when I get funds in the future. Yes or no, Grim?
Yes.
Okay. Zazzeris82 asks, I did Connor, smiley face.
Who would even ask a question like that? What a dummy.
I don't know.
What a Rhecasaurus Rex.
Oh, wait, what? Say that again?
What? Rhecasaurus Rex.
Rhecasaurus Rex?
Yeah,
You're just a barrel of funnies, aren't you?
totally.
What was the one you
Now,
said?
I could have called him a chump stain, but I didn't call him that, so...
What was the one that you said earlier?
Dork chop.
A dork chop, a Rhecasaurus Rex, and a chump stain.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you learn these such sophisticated terms from?
From my favorite wrestler, Christian, actually. And I guess Edge, too.
Huh. Chrono asks, can turtles get on trains?
And we get under the trains, too, so...
And my last and final question to you, Grim, that we always like to ask here at the Tad and Gil review show is, never
Please
mind.
don't tell me to take me out to dinner. Oh, it wasn't that one, was it?
No, I was gonna ask what is your plan for this time next year here on the TNG, but that's not it. I was just kidding. My last question is, did you know that you made a surprise cameo on Super Win the Game last night?
I did not, because actually last night I was having problems with my internet connection, so I wasn't able to watch anything on Hitbox or Twitch, for that matter.
You should ask Spence about that. You helped me get a gym. Oh, and you also helped Gil get a
Cool.
gym, too.
Nice. I'll have to ask them about it.
Because he was playing it with me. Not on stream.
Ah.
Okay, I guess that's it. I'm done stalling. I guess I should probably take my licks now, finally, for tonight's game stream.
You'll do fine, Tad. Just have fun with it.
Alright. Well, thanks for being on podcast number 6, Grem.
Well, thank you, Tad and Gil, for actually having me on, because it was pretty... And you know what, Tad? Just think. Is it Wednesday? Sniper Elite, Nazi Zombie Army. Just think of that while you're going through tonight with King of Fighters.
Yes, I can't wait for that. And who has Sniper Elite Nazi Zombie Army, anyways? Anyone?
I don't, but if I'm lucky, I might be able to.
That's gonna be so much fun. Alright. Well, thanks again, Gil. Nice QZW report. Check out the main event of Disemboweled. I'm telling you, you're gonna like it. Also, the archive is in the Hitbox archives as well. It's part 2.
Gotcha.
You'll change your tune after you watch it, I'm sure. Everyone can tell you. Okay, so I guess this is King of Fighters 98 coming up next, Steam multiplayer. So if you have the game on Steam, jump on there now. We'll figure out how to do the multiplayer. Jump on TeamSpeak if you want to talk with me tonight and help me guide me through this. So I guess Tommy is now well on his way getting on TeamSpeak. Nice podcast, everybody. Thanks for asking your questions in the forums. Remember, here tomorrow night, I will have Trent Rain, RCWF legend Trent Rain will be with me next Monday for podcast number 7. The question thread for him will be up sometime this week, and you can bet there's going to be a lot of RCWF chatter next week for that. But coming up next is going to be King of Fighters 98 for anyone that has the game. Tomorrow night, QZW Wrestling, the Aftermath of Disemboweled. Don't want to miss it. And of course, the rest of the week, scroll down to see the calendar, and you'll see new intro for QZW tomorrow night. Also, the disclaimer that I haven't even listened to yet will also be played at the beginning of the show, so don't miss out on that. And remember, you can always take it to the Spencer Estate. Thanks for joining me, everybody. And was that a blatant ripoff?
No, actually, I thought it was an upgrade.
Okay. No, but that's seriously the only time I was going to say it, because I think it sounded corny. But yeah, thank you all for being here, and that's the end of the podcast. We'll see you coming up next for King of Fighters 98. GG's.